Welcome to another episode of the Roughly Related to Reselling podcast. My name is Perry Phillips. I go by Pothead Picker on Instagram. Another week in reselling. So, yes, it's another week. It's Friday. It's actually really nice out, so I kind of want to be outside. It's kind of hot, though. I was outside earlier for a while, so it's kind of nice to be inside. Although I had to shut the AC off because it's fucking loud. We need to get heating and air, like central air in our house. We just have like the old shitty fans right now, so every year I have to put them away, pull them back out, and they just are getting shittier and shittier. So yeah, they were just like at the house, so we've bought a couple new ones, but I don't know why we haven't just done central air. It's just something we need to do. So yeah, anyway, hope everybody's week in reselling is going well. I've been pretty busy. My sales are picking up a little bit on eBay, but I've been listing a lot more. You know what I mean? So anybody who tells you eBay's slow, again, it really is. It's like if you're listing a lot and you're not selling it, it's just like your prices are too high, or you're selling some bullshit, or you're you're selling some shit that people don't want. I guess, I don't know. I list a ton. Not like a ton, but more than I've been listing in a while. Actually, I haven't done any listing today, so after I do this, I need to do some listing, but I don't know if I'm going to have time. It's like this Friday's just become so busy all of a sudden. I forgot I had told my mom I would help her open the pool today, so that took a little bit of time. So they're finishing up right now. I basically had to put a new filter in. I put most of it in, but for some reason, my fucking dumbass couldn't figure out the top piece. And so my wife ended up figuring it out, but it was like 3 days of just me trying to figure it out like an idiot. It's one part. My wife went out and figured it out. So I was just letting that. I'm like, you guys figured this out the last time, so I'm just going to let you fucking deal with it. So I did like the heavy lifting stuff. And now I'm just inside podcasting while the baby sleeps and our other kids at school, as per usual. So, yeah. It hasn't been like a long week. Yesterday was supposed to be nice, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just was like fucking thunderstorms, lightning all day, raining, pissing. So, it was supposed to be nice, though, but then it just turned around. So, I went to a couple sales today. There was one, it's these 3 ladies that they one's crazy old. She's always just sits there. I mean, I wouldn't expect her to do anything, you know what I mean? She's just the old one, but she has all her stuff for sale. So she just collects people's piles, and she but they always have sales in different spots. So I've kind of figured out what their spots are, because I don't make it a priority to get to their sales. I asked her today, I was like, yeah, you guys have sales all over, this, that, and the other. And I've talked to her a couple times, and she's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I've talked to you over in here at the other town that you had the sale in, blah, 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 blah. And then she tells me oh, we do clean outs. And so this good stuff we put on eBay, and then the leftovers all go to the yard sale. So I'm like, oh, great. So I don't typically get too much. I just got a couple comic books from them. So those were nothing valuable, but I'm just stockpiling comic books for some reason. I don't know what the fuck my end game is with them, but I just grabbed a few. So who knows? We'll throw it in the pile and just see what happens. I do need to get more bags and boards. I'm short on bags and boards, but I always forget to order them. I'll remember right now, but then I'm I'll forget as soon as this podcast is done. As soon as I'm on to the next topic, I'll forget. So yeah, I went to that sale, and then there was a guy, he's having a sale up the street from my house. And he's had sales before, and he does same thing. He does storage units and clean outs and shit. And so he had like, I found stuff there. Like I found a bunch of good CDs there one time for cheap. So like he undervalued some stuff, but he like he didn't have shit today. It was a bunch of bullshit. And then he told me he was gonna have some video games out later. So I was like, all right, I'll probably swing by. And I was gonna go back there, but then I remembered that he had posted the video games that he had mentioned that he had. He had posted them on Marketplace for like way over what they were worth. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to go back. It's just going to be a waste of my time. Like, just to haggle with this dude. But that whole neighborhood where he's having a sale tomorrow, they're going to be doing a neighborhood sale. And that's like, I can probably walk there from my house. You know what I mean? So I'm going to probably drive over there later. I don't know. I might walk over, like bring the kids over, go get some ice cream. Oh, the ice cream place is closed. That's right. There's like an ice cream place up the street from our house. It's fucking within walking distance. We've never actually, we've walked there like once or twice. Actually, no, we've never actually walked to we've walked to the end, but we've never walked to the ice cream place. But yeah, that's when it becomes a problem, when you're walking to the ice cream place every day. But I'm excited for that sale. Then last weekend was our town-wide yard sale. So I had been looking forward to that. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a little bit, but sorry, I'm sick again. Fucking still getting over another cold. It just never ends. And so I guess I'll talk about it now because I'm talking about how this weekend people are having sales because last weekend the townwide yard sale got kind of rained out. Pretty much, yeah. Saturday it was supposed to not rain, and then all of a sudden Saturday it turned into like rain all day, off and on. So there was a few sales that were like rain or shine. I think I spent like $22. Yeah, the first day I got like some Lego Bionicles, a box of those, and some Godzilla DVDs. And then this other place had stuff just for free. Like everything was for free, but they had put it outside, so it was like all fucking wet. So I got an Xbox. I have no idea if it's going to work. You know, there were some Xbox games I grabbed. Once I found out they were free, I just grabbed them all, threw them in the car, like left them out, laying out on towels and stuff to try to dry them out. But there was like some Crocs. I got some like brand new Crocs. I should have looked around more. I wish I had brought my IKEA bag. I had like 4 bags in the car, and for some reason I didn't bring, because it said it was mostly tools. So I'm like, I might find 1 or 2 things. But then once they said that this shit was free, I should have just grabbed a friggin' IKEA bag and started throwing it in there. So this guy that I talked to that goes to yard sales and stuff in the area, he looks for tools, and he was telling me that there was expensive ass tools there for free. I'm like, man, I wish I had like just grabbed a few of those, you know. But whatever, shit happens. So Saturday ended up being all right, and then I found a baseball bat that I looked up, and there was one similar that sold for $300, like same exact like brand. I can't remember if it was the same size. I gotta look. So I have that I got this past weekend. So that was pretty cool. So then a lot of people either switched to this weekend. Sorry. Fucking tired. I don't even know why I'm tired. Well, went to bed kind of early last night. But anyway, so then a lot of people switched it to either next week, or this week rather, or Sunday. So Sunday there were some sales. Sunday still wasn't great weather, but I ended up finding a decent amount of stuff at a few different sales. And then at the last sale I went to, it was like 5 minutes from my house. It was in a really nice area, like nice neighborhood. And they had these Adidas, like Dame Lillard, but they're gigantic. They're like size 15 and 13. They're huge shoes. And so I got both those pairs with the boxes, 2 for $40. So she said something like her friend worked for the company or something. So I don't know. I looked him up and like I saw something for one of them selling for over $100, but I have to double check again. I don't know. And then they had these like old Spooky Town Lamax, like the Halloween Town shit. They had those, so I got those. They had $5 a piece, and so I asked him if he would do the 3 for $10, and he said yeah. So that was pretty dope. So I got a bunch of stuff. I think I spent like $200 all weekend, and I've made back a good chunk. There was another sale. That's right. There's another sale. So there's a little mobile park, like a trailer park, mobile home, sorry. And they do a sale usually every year at some point, and it's never great because it's like usually the same people, and they usually have like a couple things. And so this year I went there earlier on to see if anybody was set up, and there was like 2 houses next to each other with a bunch of tables. So, but they didn't have anything out yet, so I was like, I'll come back. So I came back a little bit after they had opened, and there was one house that it was the lady had her son come, and her son brought a bunch of his stuff. It was mostly his stuff. So I got like a bunch of vintage band t-shirts, but like obscure like punk rock t-shirts. I got like a drug rug. I got a North Face jacket. I got a TV, which I needed. It's a small TV. If I want, I could sell it, but I do need a small TV for testing video games, so I think I'm going to keep it. And then I had like this Iron Maiden belt buckle. So he had a lot of cool shit. And then I'm like, oh, do you have any video games? And he's like, oh, I've got the Wii and then a Nintendo DS. And he just was like, make me an offer. I'm going to take him to GameStop if nobody buys them. So I was like, 30 for the 2. He's like, sure. So I think I paid like $45 for everything. And I already sold the DS for $90 plus shipping. So I'm already ahead on that sale. And I spent $200 on the weekend. So I'm like almost halfway made up for what I spent all the weekend. So it's nice when that happens. But again, having to list a lot, list, and deal with more eBay bullshit. So I had a friend give me his CD collection. Now, they weren't like in perfect condition, but like my buddy took care of his shit. We talked about these fucking CDs in length. I should send that to this fucking guy. Like, hey, listen, here's a link to the podcast. And I fucking definitely talk about the condition of the CDs. Actually, I don't know if we talk about condition, but I'm sure Jameson wouldn't shut the fuck up about how good they look. So anyway, this guy tried to send me a message saying that 26 of the 92 CDs that I sent him are obliterated and can't be played. And that's just not true. So I was like, all right, well, you just have to, they keep saying, oh, if you give me a partial refund, then I don't, have to take the time to take it to the post office and return it. And I'm like, oh, it's so, unfortunately it's got to be returned for a refund. And so they're like, well, I see what you're saying. I do, but as a seller myself, And so I'm like, I've already told them twice at this point. I was like, yeah, no problem. You can return it. I told them again. That was twice. So I told them 2 times, and then they emailed me back again. And I'm like, I'm not even going to respond at this point. I already told you twice to just start a refund if you want a refund. But, there's no way 26 of those CDs were obliterated. And it's hard to kind of scam that one to send back. You know what I mean? You can send back no CDs, I guess, but so we'll see what happens. There's no way that 26 of them were obliterated. I need to add them to my block list immediately. I keep forgetting to do stuff like that. I'm going to add them to the block list. So, yeah, it seems like every week I get some shit, like somebody trying to do some bullshit. I had somebody return some shit with some smudges that weren't there. Like, you could see in the pictures, they're clean as a whistle. And then they get them back and they're smudged. There's a few scratches, but like definitely not in the condition I sent them in. But yeah, mainly just smudges. So what I'm assuming is they just put fingerprint smudges all over it, watched it, and then returned it like, I'm fucking Blockbuster. But that's a lot of work to, whatever. And then they sent like one of those condescending messages like, eBay's going to take care of it for me. It's like, yeah, they took care of it for me too. Like, and they left a negative, which it's like, I don't know if you know this, but if you're a top rated seller, you can give a partial refund. And when you give a partial refund, I'm pretty sure the buyer can't leave you. They can leave you negative, but it doesn't show up. Like, I'm still 100% positive because they left me negative for sure. It doesn't tell me what it says, but they left me negative feedback because I made them return an item that had smoke. Like, I can't even believe eBay let them return it for that reason. Like, that's not even damage. Like, they should have just had to wipe it off. Like, that's such an abuse of the return policy. So I reported them and everything, but who knows if that does anything. It's just a waste of time. So anyway, fucking bullshit. Yeah, so this weekend, a few different sales as a result of last weekend being called off because of the rain. So I'm hoping it's a good weekend. I have to bring one of my kids, my youngest, but that should be fine. So the one that's close by, I think we can walk through the neighborhood. But we'll see. There's a few going on. So I might have to drive around today. I think I'm going to drive around and look for sales today. But that never fucking works. I never like see anybody getting set up the day before. So I might just stop doing that. Or I'm too pussy to go up and ask. You know what I mean? But whatever. I've been a little bit more like, not bold, but just like, I'm always very polite. Like, a lot of the people that resell in my area are just like fucking just absolutely dicks to people. Like, and you see them being dicks to people. They're just like, some of them just come in like a fucking hurricane. If there's like no video games, they just like blow out of there. Which I love finding video games, but if I just only looked for video games, it would take forever. You know what I mean? I put ads out every once in a while and I get lucky. I got lucky more so a few years back. Now people think that they're going to like sell their shit on eBay. And, but it's like, dude, trying to sell video games on eBay is such a process that people try to scam a lot on video games. But it is easier, I think, now because I know all the ways people scam on video games. Because people have tried to do different things. There was one that was successful back when I first started. I forgot to put a picture of the serial code or the serial number on a PlayStation 3. And forgot to put the serial number, and they like said that it was falling apart. So they definitely just swapped it out with one that was broken. So I learned a lesson that day about that. You have to put the serial number. So anyway, yeah. So quite a few sales this weekend. So last weekend, oh, that's right, I forgot about this. So last weekend there was a sale, and in the ad it said, because there was a townwide here and there was a townwide like a few towns over, and there was in their listings, like or their map or whatever you want to call it, their Google Docs for all the different sales, it had what each person's sale would have for sale. And there was one person that it said like toys from the 60s, 70s, 80s, blah, 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 blah. So I was hoping it was going to be like, Ninja Turtles, He-Man, that type of stuff. And so I went there on the Saturday and they were like not open. So then Sunday I went around to all the different sales and I was like, I'm done early. I might as well just drive out there real quick. So I did the quick drive, and they ended up being open because they hadn't advertised that they would be open on Sunday. And so I went, and it was not anything spectacular. It was a bunch of Tonka toys, but they were all in rough shape. And like, I'm not great with Tonka. I always pick the wrong ones. And this guy I think he kind of knew the value of stuff. So I got a little bin of like train shit, just because I have this guy who's been asking me about trains. And so if I come across any more trains, I might like just throw stuff together and, you know. So that's the only reason I picked that up. Plus, I'm like, I got to get something for coming all the way out here. So it ended up being cheap, and that was about the end of it. So now yeah, it wasn't a great story. I just, it was one of those I had to keep going back. So I'm like, I'm going to get FOMO if I don't know what they have. I don't know. I've gone there like 2 or 3 times. But it was stupid. It was a waste of time and gas, and I should have just never gone over there. Because I missed out on some other stuff by not going. You know what I mean? If I had gone to that other house with all the free shit when nobody was there, I could have like made out like a friggin' bandit. But who knows? So anyway, yeah. So I'm hoping this weekend is good. Yeah, like I said, we're opening the pool today, so summer's starting to get hot. Had to put the fucking rickety ACs in. So pretty soon it'll be. We just booked our summer vacation. I always do some thrifting / garage sales. That's where I found the baby alien that I sold for like $1,000. Man, I haven't had one of those finds in a while. I've had 2 finds before of like a G or more, and one of them was on our trip to Maine. So that's going to be exciting. The first year was really good. I found a bunch of good stuff, but last year, I didn't find much. It wasn't great. Or maybe it was, no, 3 years ago, was the great year. 2 years ago was meh. And then last year was just not great. It was raining too the whole time we were there last year. So I'm hoping this year the weather's a lot better. And yeah, I'm hoping. But with these friggin' rainstorms popping up every fucking day, it's always on a Saturday, which fucking sucks. So tomorrow's supposed to be awesome. It's always when I have to drag one of my poor kids along. But so she likes to, she'll be easy. I'm going to strap her to myself. So I get like the extra workout, her fucking 20 to 25 pounds. I forgot how she weighs right now. She might weigh almost 30 pounds right now. I don't know. So I'm trying to think. There was another thing that I was going to talk about last weekend. It was Friday. Oh, I went to the book sale yesterday. I went to the book sale. And yeah, that's when it started raining. I was like, I got in the car to drive to go to the sale. And it was one of those things where I had put my rain jacket on. I was like, I'll just forget it. I'm just running into like the book sale. And so then I put my jacket. I stopped. I was like, I'm going to put my jacket on. So I put my jacket on, get in the car, start driving to the sale, which is like 5 minutes up the road. And all of a sudden it starts downpouring. I'm like, oh, man. Like downpouring. So thankfully I had the jacket on. So I go to the sale and like I got there. You got to get there kind of early. Otherwise there's a huge line, which, I mean, it's not a huge deal, but I go over to the DVDs first. So it's a used book sale, and sometimes they have video games, but it's been a while, and they have so many DVDs to look through. I've looked through them all pretty much, but it wasn't. Had to do a quick scan just because there's other people there that go for the DVDs. But it's crazy because we live in like a kind of like a beach community-ish, so it's definitely seasonal. And now it's like Memorial Day weekend, so it was busier, and it was raining too, so a lot of people, there was nothing to do. So a lot of people just came to that sale because it was indoors. So it was packed. I was like second in line, but then it filled up pretty quickly. And yeah, there wasn't a ton of stuff. I've found graphic novels before, but never comic books. Found video games like GameCube, PlayStation 2 before. I found some decent stuff there. But there's like, the people that have the wrist scanners and shit that just go in and scan all the books. That shit, you could do that. That would probably be pretty easy, but I don't know, it's just kind of boring to me. Plus, I never have time to just sit there and like scan. You know what I mean? Like, I just got to get in and get out a lot of the time. So a lot of the time I spend is just on the phone doing shit or cleaning shit. I've been going through I went through like three or four totes in the last couple weeks. I had totes of video game consoles that I completely forgot about that I got in like trades. So most of it was stuff that was acquired for very cheap, or like, it was just stuff I had traded for. And so I made a huge, like I had a bunch of Ataris. Of course, I got the TV like a week after I got rid of all the Ataris, but I was just tired of waiting to find a TV. So I'm like, I'm just going to get rid of these Ataris. Like, I'm sick of looking at them. It'll give me some money to spend during the yard sales, get them out of the house. So I just had a huge pile of Atari consoles. There was a ColecoVision. There was a bunch of games. And so I was just like, take it off or whatever. I think I sold it for like $150 for that. And then the guy asked about another listing I had for $20. And that listing was for like a bunch of controllers that were for parts. So it was just a mix of controllers that I was just sick of looking at too. So that was nice. I got to get rid of that. And then there was a few other totes of like, hold on, I just want to make sure I got rid of, yes. And then there was a few other totes of just video game consoles. Like I sold a PlayStation 2, sold an Xbox. I got another Xbox I just sold. I have to ship out. And all these were just sitting in a bin. I sold a few Wiis. But yeah, it's crazy. I just got put another Wii up for sale. I'm sure that'll sell and I drop prices pretty quick. And then there's this one account that follows me, and they send me offers. And so what I'll do is I usually start lowering the price, and then once I get kind of within $5 to $10 of their price, if it hasn't sold, I'll accept their offer, because it's usually a lower-ish offer, but it's always over $10 usually if it's a decent thing. And so they pay immediately. They never have any issues. So, but it's usually Nintendo stuff. They buy up a lot of the Wiis. They buy up a lot of like my other cheaper shit. So it's nice because I like anytime I need an instant sale, I know they're following me. So I just put some shit up, and they like quickly will snatch it up. And that's I'm pretty sure it helps. I don't know. I'm pretty sure making sales help with your other sales. You know what I mean? With your algorithm. So like when you sell more shit, I'm pretty sure it helps. I don't know. That's just what I found, that sales come in multiples. I'm also running a sale because it's Memorial Day weekend. So I'm running a sale this weekend for like 25% off on my clothes because I've got so much fucking clothes. So I'm hoping that helps clear out some of my clothing inventory, because you can still send offers based on the sale amount too. So I always do that too. I'll just be like, send an additional amount, and that usually gets a few sales. So I'm hoping that that's the case. I'm hoping I can move some shit, clear some shit out. Plus I have a ton more clothes to list. Like I have a bunch of shit on my phone that I haven't got to. I have a couple vintage jackets. So we'll see. Clothing's been a slow mover for me. I keep buying clothing, and it's like, it's so hit or miss. Some of it's really good. Some of it's just like still sits. I buy something, I'm like, oh, this shirt will be cool, and it just doesn't. So I've got a big bag of stuff for trade that I've got some cool shit like Carhartt and some like weird vintage pants and other shit. So yeah, I don't know. I might actively start looking for a trailer to do clean outs and get paid to like get inventory for myself. Like that's the way to go. My daughter's going to be starting like preschool soon, so I have some more time. But still, I'll still have the little one. But it's not like she gets out of school so early that it's like even a full day is like a half day. Like her days at this school that she's at now are long. It's like a daycare school, but she's there all day. You know what I mean? So we'll go pick her up early today because we're going to be grilling outside with the neighbors. And, yeah. The Tom Brady roast was pretty funny as a Patriots fan. It was 3 hours, though. It was so long. But I thought it was funny. I'm glad that there's more comedy stuff. There's that show Tires, Shane Gillis' show. That show, I started watching last night, but I was so fucking tired. That's the thing that sucks when there's certain days when I'm just like, I know which days it's going to be, too. It's the days when we do a ton of shit. I do a workout. I do a bunch of shit. I don't even think I did a workout yesterday. I was kind of feeling like shit yesterday. I've been sick for like over a week. It's been since last Tuesday. Just like still with a running nose, coughing. Like I don't even feel that shitty. It's just like I still have just like residual lingering sick shit. And it's just annoying as fuck. But it's definitely like today I felt a lot better. I did a lot harder workout, but yesterday I was like I just did like a 10-minute stretch and was like I'm done for the day. Then I had like a weird groin injury. I think it was after I was driving around all weekend because I had to drive around a bunch for yard sales, and then we had to go somewhere on Sunday. And so I was kind of like, in that sitting position for a long time. But I didn't stretch like I should have. And so come Monday, I was like, my groin was just... But then I walked and did the lawn because I stretched that day. I did like some of my DDP yoga, my dad yoga. And then I did the lawn, mowed the lawn later in the day. And after I did the lawn, my groin felt a lot better. And then the next day we went for a walk and it felt better after that. So I think I just needed to kind of loosen it up a little bit. I might have like tweaked it while it was too tight. So I just kind of loosened that shit up. It's feeling better, but I always have some bullshit going on. And so yeah. We also booked our camping trip. Camping's always fun, especially with like fucking a 1 and a 3-year-old. I don't know how this is gonna. We took them when they were both. I think my oldest was 2. She had to have been 2. Yeah, she was 2. My youngest was under 1 at that time. We took them camping. So I think they'll be fine now. They both sleep a lot better. And like they'll be swimming all day in the friggin' lake. We only go for like 2 days, and the campground is like 20 minutes from the house. It's in the same town we live in, just on the opposite side of town. So it's like if we really needed to go home, it's less than 20 minutes. It's like 15 minutes, not even. So it's like if we need to go home, it's like we'll just go home. So sorry, I'm like picking my teeth and shit. Fucking gross. So yeah, I did take a couple weeks off. I kind of took a little bit of time off from the podcast. But yeah, it was hard. I was like, had done a few podcasts in a row, and there wasn't much going on as far as yard sales and shit to talk about. Like, I still have a list of stuff to talk about. So, there just wasn't much to talk about. So I was like, I'll take a little bit of a break, re-energize, so I can start doing the podcast again. But I didn't like take a fucking break. I just, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. But yeah, sometimes it's just easier to take a week and be like, I might just not put something out this week rather than put out some subpar shit. And I'm trying to think if I feel like I'm forgetting something about the town-wide yard sale that happened. The free shit. The rain was just... It kept looking like it was going to go away. And then there was a few people who said they were still going to have a sale, and then they didn't. And the few sales that were open were kind of whack. And so, yeah, it was just... It sucks when you, I had like 50 sales on my list. Like 50. And I think the first day I ended up going to like under 10. And then the second day I went to like maybe 20. So like maybe 30 sales total for the 2 weeks. Or no, 10? What did I say, 10, 20? Yeah, 30. Fuck, I'm so bad at math. So, not quite 50. Like that 50 probably would have turned into a lot more because other people just would have, if it's nice out, other people just kind of tag along and start putting out the sales. So we'll see. I actually have to email this lady. I'm going to fucking pull up her thing right now so I don't forget. But she's supposed to send me a friggin' map for the sale tomorrow. But she never did. It's really annoying when you're like, hey, can you do this? And like, sure, I'll do that. And then they just don't do it. And you have to like fucking bother them. So, shit, what was I just talking about? I have it written down, but I was just trying to segue better. Because it was going to be an easy segue. Let me pull it up here. Oh, yeah, the thing. So I put, yeah. So, yeah, I'm asking her for, like, the digital copy, which I want the digital copy because I put the shit in the phone the night before. You know what I mean? I like to have all my sales in my phone. And if you've got an iPhone, I don't know if you have an iPhone, but I'll give you a little fucking secret. Not really a secret. But you can do guides in your maps, like a new guide. And it's like, you know, you can put each stop that you're doing that week. And so you can put the date. And then you just put all of the houses that you want to go to, and then it stores it too. So like, you know, when you've gone to an address again. So sometimes I'll see a sale and I'm like, that sounds familiar. And then it'll confirm that I've been there before. And I'm like, oh, okay. And sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. But anyway, so I had like, you know, probably like 30 in my phone for Sunday. And this lady, I was stopped at one sale, and this lady's like struggling. She's like asking where we're at, and then she's got like a actual piece of paper, and she's like a boomer, an old boomer lady, and she was very nice, and she just was struggling, and so she like has a map, and she's like, you know, trying to figure out. I'm like, oh, what are you looking for? And she's trying to figure out where the other sales are located for the town-wide yard sale. And she had like printed 4 or 5 pages out, and she's just got this whole jumble of papers. I'm just like, in my head, I'm just banging my head against the fucking ground at this point. Like, what the fuck is this lady doing? And so I'm like trying to show her on my phone just where there's a map, a sale nearby. And she's like, oh, how did you get that? Like that app. I only have this app on my phone. And she shows me like the yard sale treasure map or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's something different. I'm like, this is just the maps on the phone. I'm like, I was like, do you have an iPhone? She's like, yeah. And I just explained to her like, yeah, you can put, you know, the sales into your phone. And she's like, and you can just put them all in. So I went through and I put them all in last night. And she's like, oh, will you do that for me? Wanting me to do like put a 29. I was like, well, I can do like one for you just to show you how to do it. But I was like, you're gonna have to put them back all in for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I've already done that for myself. It's to save time. I'm not gonna sit here and do that for you. I obviously didn't say all of that, but like, I was very polite. I used to have to do that for old people when I would work at selling cell phones and shit. They would come in and they'd be like, they'd ask you to do shit. Like, they just would always want you to just do it for them. They'd be like, hey, can you just do this for me? I remember this one guy, he came in, and because it's when you work with cell phones, it's just like nonstop fucking boomers. I'm sorry if you're a boomer and you listen to this and you know how to use a phone, but most of them don't. And so they would come in and they'd be like, want you to do all this fucking stupid shit for them. Like, this one guy comes in and he just like sits down at my desk. Mind you, I'll get paid commission. You know what I mean? So like, if you come in with some bullshit, you're not buying shit. It's literally taking money out of my fucking pocket. And so this guy comes in and he sits down, and he's been in before with fucking nonsense, and I recognized him. And like, I would always sit at the first desk because you wanted to take as many people as you could. If you wanted to make sales, like the people who sucked would always sit in the back and like take as little people as possible. But if you wanted to make money, you'd sit at the front first desk. So it's because people's natural instinct is to just walk over to your desk, and once they're at your desk, they're yours. You know what I mean? You can't help it. They just walked over and sat down at your desk. And so this guy comes in and he has like a business card, but it's you can tell it's one of those things that's just like it's like a, it tells you like a promo code or some shit, some fucking bullshit. And so he just sits down and hands it to me, doesn't say anything. And I go and I look at it and I go, what's this? And he goes, can you do it for me? And I go, what do you mean do it for you? Like, he says, you got to go to restaurants.com. Or that's exactly what it said. It was like restaurants.com or something. And he goes, yeah. I was like, oh no, sorry, I fucked up. I go, did you read it? And he goes, no. And I go, well, yeah, if you got to read it and then you got to do what it says on the card. And he goes, can you do it for me? That's how it went. And I go, no. Like, it had nothing to do with his cell phone or his service. It was just some random shit. And there was another person who came in who asked for help with Amazon stuff. I'm like, this like literally had nothing to do with, like, we sold phones with Verizon service. And it had nothing to do with Amazon stuff. And they're like, can you help us with this? So they would always come in with some fucking nonsense like that. This coffee is terrible, by the way. It's Dunkin' Donuts. It's not a sponsor, and it's because of that I can say it's terrible. I keep forgetting that it's gross, and I just take a sip. Like, I never usually buy coffee, but I was running late today. We had a bunch of shit going on. I went to a couple sales and then had to drop my kid off, and I forgot that we were open in the pool, so I just got behind on a lot of shit. But yeah, so I stopped and got Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and it's fucking gross. Sometimes it's good, it depends on which one you go to, but this one was terrible. There's no consistency. And if you've ever been to a Dunkin' Donuts, and you'll know what I'm talking. There's like a smell sometimes. It's like almost like a chemical smell. It's fucking gross, but a lot of their shit will taste like that. Like, it's really weird. And if you try to I've tried to heat up their, and sometimes it won't taste like it, but then you try to heat the shit up and you're like, your air fryer, and then it tastes like it, and it's like activates. It's really gross. So we really try not to eat Dunkin' Donuts food as much as we can, because it's fast food, but it's breakfast fast food. You know what I mean? It's just fucking dog shit. So I usually cook breakfast, but today I was like, it's hot. I got shit to do. Let's just get breakfast sandwiches from this restaurant. And then I went to Dunkin' Donuts across the street thinking it would be a better option than coffee at home, and it was fucking gross. So gross. But yeah. Yeah, I couldn't believe that fucking lady wanted me to put that shit in her phone. Like, how long do you think that's going to take me to put, like, I did all that shit beforehand, you know what I mean? I was prepared. And it's crazy because I saw a couple of the other resellers in the area. They were all, when I went to that first sale on Sunday, they were all there. And none of them, I didn't see any of them after that. But I can guarantee you that, like, none of them are as, what's the word I'm looking for? As prepared, I guess. I don't like, because this one lady commented about, I see her all the time, so she's actually like wrestled video games out of my hands. I had already looked at them and determined I didn't want them, so I kind of like let her have them. But the lady was like, at the sale, was kind of like weirded out, and I was weirded out too, because I'm just like, lady, because I had asked the lady for them. She handed them to me, and this lady like ran up and grabbed them out of my hands. I'm like, you're fucking crazy, bitch. And so I see her all the time, and I'm friendly with her, you know what I mean? Like, but she was there, and she's like, oh, you're so quick. I'm like, yeah, because I fucking put all my shit in order. And so, like, I didn't see anybody the rest of that day, which was really nice. Always like when that happens. Sundays are way better. I definitely like going out on Sundays as opposed to Saturdays, too. Because it's just like, it's such a better, it's like a lot more chill, because people are like, either at church. I mean, I know not a ton of people go to church these days, but um, people have shit to do. I don't know, for whatever the reason, people like there'll be sales on Sunday, good sales, and like you see a couple of the resellers that like are usually around, but like it's just for the most part there's just not a ton of people out on Sundays, which is nice. It's a lot more chill. You see a few people that like they're not like more hardcore, but they're just like they kind of get in when they can get time. Like there's this one guy I saw today that has a full-time job, and so he kind of goes before his work or whenever he can. So but yeah, I like Sunday over Saturday for sure, because it's like just there's a lot less pressure for sure. And I mean, you're still getting the same shit. And the other thing too is people are more inclined to get rid of shit because it's like the one day, you know what I mean? The first day got rained out, or they're just doing a 1 day sale. So they're just like taking whatever. It always blows my mind when people do a 1 day sale and then they just are like, no, I'm waiting for this much money. It's like this one lady was trying to charge me $10 for a used toddler jacket on a Sunday after that was like rained out the day before. I'm like, what, are you fucking kidding me, lady? Like $10 for a jacket. I was getting it for my daughter, but I'm like, I'm not gonna pay $10. Like I wouldn't have even paid $5. I would have paid like $1 or $2. It's like it's used baby clothing. Like what the fuck are you doing? And it was like a decent brand, but it wasn't like, it wasn't like any high end fucking designer shit. So that was a little ridiculous. We'll see. A lot of the sale prices have been better. Last year it was just like a ton of businesses with people who either sell on eBay or, some people with their prices, man. It's like, do you not realize that you're going to get like less people come into your shit? So who knows? I don't know. There's a few sales this weekend. I'm excited. I love when there's a lot of sales. Not super excited about bringing my daughter. I love bringing her places, but it's hard because a lot of times she doesn't want to get back in the car. She just fucking fights me. But my mom can't really handle her. So she might have to chill in the car for a little bit, on the easy, quick side of the, on the sales that are just right there. Or the ones that I can pull into the driveway. So, yeah. That should be fun. All right, let me dip into my final thoughts, like Jerry Springer. My final thoughts. Oh, okay. So this wasn't one. I saw a post for a sale, and it was like they posted this long, it was like a few paragraphs for their sale, and this was like Facebook. Sorry. It was just like on Facebook or some shit, and they were trying to be funny and silly with it, and it was just like, it made me not want to go to their sale. I'm like, I don't even give a shit what you have. Luckily, it was nowhere near me. It was like in another town. For some reason, my Facebook Marketplace, which already I'm like, I don't find shit anymore. I used to find shit all the time. Like at least once a week, I'd find something to sell. But now it's like impossible. And I see shit just pops up from like hundreds of miles away. And then I'm like, well, let me see what my shit's set to, what my location's set to. Oh, nope, it's set to my home X amount of miles away. It's still just hundreds of miles away. It's like, this is something similar you searched. And it's not even something that I can buy and ship. It's like a local garage sale. I'm like, why are you showing me this? It's so fucking stupid. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know if there is a way to fix it, or if it's just like fucking retarded now. It's just meant to make you furious, so you just go back on the social media part and just fucking doom scroll. But it's just such a pain in the ass. I don't understand it. So I see all these fucking posts. I'm like, oh, that looks cool. Oh, that's fucking nowhere near me. Not even the same state. Sometimes it's like sometimes it's in the same state. Sometimes it's like no, not even in the fucking vicinity of the same state. So I don't understand it. I don't get it. How did I start talking about that? I don't even I need to check back to see what the fuck I was even talking about because that just pissed me off. Oh yeah. So then anyway, so this person posted it and their ad, and it was just like, they're trying to be funny and clever and silly and shit in the description of the ad, and it was enough to make me be like, I don't want to go to your sale at all. You know what I mean? I would never give you my money to give you the satisfaction of your ad being successful. You know what I mean? So I hope it deters a lot of people from their sale. I don't think their sale has happened. But man, what? It's just, I don't understand people who think it's just like, what are we doing? What are you doing? Why? The fuck is the point of that? Just tell me what you have. I just want to know what you're selling. And then the conversation at the sale is going to be even worse. You're just going to be like, they're going to be the type of person that talks to you about everything you pick up. Like, oh, a friend gave that to me back in fucking 1997 and fucking, whoa, that was given to me by fucking the people that have a story for everything are just, god damn, they're fucking retarded. I know, I'm sorry, but they are. It's crazy. They'll just be like following you around, telling you about every fucking thing you pick up. It's like, do you not want to sell this stuff? Like, why? Or when they try to tell you the value of something, oh, that goes for this much, Not even like on eBay, you know what I mean? Like, it's just when they just try to tell you like, oh, that thing is worth some money, but I'll take like $1 or $2 for it. It's like, oh, okay, if you think it's worth a bunch of money, like why would you be selling it for $1 or $2? You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking infuriating sometimes. Luckily, I haven't had, most of the people I've dealt with have been kind of friendly. It's been nice for the most part so far. Not a ton of friction. I usually get into it with at least one person. Although this lady did kind of piss me off. She only pissed me off because it was like she was getting set up for sale and she had all her stuff out. And so she told me to come back. So I was like, all right, I'll come back. That's fine. So then I come back and it's like 10 minutes till. And she's still like walking around kind of setting up. And she tells me I have to come back again. I'm like, I'm not driving all the way out here. Like, this is fucking. So that was when I was kind of like, I wasn't like a dick. I was just like, all right, thank you. And I just walked off like muttering to myself. I got in the car and like drove off. I drove off kind of aggressively and I didn't really mean to. But I was kind of like on, I was on like a patch of sand. And then I kind of like got off onto a patch. You know what I mean? You kind of like skid forward. And that's kind of what happened. It sounded worse than it actually was. And so I was like, fuck, well, now I can't go back there. She thinks I just took off aggressively. She wouldn't let me shop 10 minutes early. So yeah. I need a sip of water. That fucking coffee made my mouth dry. Let's see what's on this phone here. Okay, so the last thing I was going to talk about was my wife. Sorry, picking my nose. My wife has, on several occasions, like I'll bring something home, and she'll be like, "Ooh, I want that." You know what I mean? And so I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it because I mean, technically it's like it's saving me money because it's something that she is interested in having and owning, and we don't have to spend money on. But then it's like, can I buy like your gifts from yard sales and shit? You know what I mean? Like, can I buy you secondhand used shit? Like, So I don't know if there's like a poll in there somewhere that I could put on Instagram. I'm just trying to think of what the poll would say. But then my wife might see that she would know. She doesn't really use Instagram that much, but she would see it and know that I was talking about her taking my shit. So sometimes I buy shit with her in mind. Like I bought I bought a drug rug like a week ago. I found another one this week. It's crazy. The shit just kind of comes in 2s and 3s sometimes. And so, I mean, they don't go for crazy money. Like I'll probably get $20 a piece. But I got them like so cheap, like $1 each. And so, yeah, I bought it because she said she might want it, but now she's like, I don't think I want it. I'm like, all right, well, I'll just sell it. So, whatever. But yeah, so there's been times where she's taken some other shit. She tried to take a Tom Brady jersey, but I was like, I'm just gonna put that online. You know what I mean? I don't think it's sold yet. I had a Tim Tebow jersey sell, and then they canceled the order. I hate when people cancel. For a while, it was like eBay was really good about the people not doing that. And like, people are like, oh, we want you to make it so people have to pay automatically instead of like canceling their shit. And their response was like, oh, we're going to make it so that you can accept their offer and another person's offer, and whoever pays you first gets the item. It's like, well, so they don't have to pay anymore? Like all of a sudden that whole like they have to pay right away turned into like we're going to make them fight over it, and then hopefully one of them pays. If they don't both not pay, you know what I mean? Like it's so fucking stupid. eBay pisses me off sometimes with some of their fucking bullshit. But I mean, it does. I do well. Not well. I do pretty good. I do okay. I've had to, do Facebook Marketplace in addition to eBay, so that shows you how good I'm doing. But I do good when I'm, I do well when I'm listing a ton and when I have quality inventory. But my people haven't hit me up usually. Usually I get a couple springtime phone calls. But I might hit this lady up after this and say, hey, like, what's the deal? Do you have anything that you think I might be interested these days? So I might just send her a text message, but see if she'll call me. See what happens. So, yeah, looking forward to this weekend. I'm hoping that the neighborhood sale doesn't disappoint. So far, it's been a good season. There was like 1 week that was kind of a bust, but the last few weeks have been pretty good, even with like the town-wide yard sale getting kind of rained out. I kind of liked it, because it made less, like the hardcore people were out. But other than that, it was just like, there weren't really casual yard sale people. It was more so like, the resellers. But for some reason, I avoided them all. And I feel like I was hitting a lot of the spots, just as all the good shit was going out. Like those video games were key. And all the other, like those T-shirts that I found, I'm hoping that they do well. I always find T-shirts and I'm like, oh, this is going to be sick. But I was looking up some of like the band T-shirts. There was one band that some of their T-shirts were going for pretty high. I couldn't find the exact T-shirt. So who knows? We'll see. But there was like a legit amount of them. I've never found a bunch, like that many like decent, obscure like punk bands before, So we'll see how it goes. Up. Just in time. My kid's waking up just now, so I'm going to have to go up and get her. And I don't know what the fuck we're doing, what my wife has on tap for the rest of the day. I don't remember. It's just about, what time is it? Just about 2:40. So, wait, what time did she go to sleep? Oh, she might be laying down again. Who knows? Anyway, so, yeah. We'll see. Hopefully these sales fucking rocket, get some more quality inventory. And that's the other thing. I'm killing my death pile, running through totes, and I've been trying to get like all the new shit inventorized. So I've just been like grinding, trying to get, I hate fucking using that word, but that's what I've been doing, like trying to get all of my shit done. So that way, like when I go out the next weekend, I'm not like my other pile is still looming. And I've been working through like the death pile pretty well. So selling lots on Facebook, just trying to get as much shit out the door as possible. So it's been nice. Anyway, thank you for listening again. Subscribe and follow, and I'll talk to you soon-ish, maybe. Peace.